Hello everyone, my name is Art Feldman. I'm a solution architect with Wolters Kluwer. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what can be possible for you this coming tax season when you're preparing your 1040 and 1041 returns. So sit back, watch, and learn what can be possible for you. Let's take a look at what we have from the client. Nice package here. There's a note on top. In order to prepare these for scanning, we're going to take any single page documents, like these documents here. They stand on their own. Notice there's no order on them too. There's W2 maybe in the back here somewhere. I don't even know where it is, but how long would this take you to put together in order? So we're going to just put that into a pile here, okay? And any other single page documents, like these organizer pages, we fill them out a little bit. And put those there. Now, any multiple page documents, those are going to be put in a separate pile. So here's a brokerage statement that has 16 pages, and notice it's printed on both sides. So we're going to take that, and in front of each one of those multi-page documents, we're going to put a generic target sheet in front. They're printed on pastel color paper, so you can easily find them and reuse them. So I'm going to put that in there, and what it does is it tells the program to count the number of pages. So we now have another single page document, dividend, some letters from a charity, there's a W2, and a couple more things. And the last document we have is a K1. We're going to put that multi-page in there too. Once we have this all together, then we're going to go and scan them. So let's just kind of put this together here nicely for us. And then before we even do anything with the scanning, you might want to identify what this document is going to become, because when it scans, we're going to go through an autoflow process, which is going to populate the return. And then also the 1040 source documents are going to be organized in the order of the 1040. So this is going to identify the name of the PDF file. So let's go in here and start scanning. So I like to kind of scan these together so they're all in one place here. So I'll just put this down like that, and we can start. So what's nice about the scanners is that if you have really large piles of paper you want to scan and it doesn't fit in the feeder, the program will stop and wait for you to add more pages. So if you have more pages to add, we're going to just go here and just add the rest of them and scan. Let's do that. And we just push the button again and it continues with scanning. Look how fast that is. Now think about all the time it takes you to kind of get these in the right order and enter the information into the software. Once this is completed, then we're going to go through and see what happens to the images that were scanned.
What you see on screen is the paper stream capture window. Notice how we have a page and there's blank pages after it, a page and blank page. Well, fortunately, ProSystem FX Scan will delete all those blank pages. So let's get started. We're going to release it, and then it's going to create a TIFF file. We're going to open the TIFF file. The program needs a TIFF file because that's the finest quality image you can get for scan to process. You notice here we have all those blank pages, just like we saw when we previewed it in PaperStream. All we need to do now is take this file and drag and drop it into the workstation program, which will process it using Scan Import Assistant. We import and close, and the system will process. So now, instead of someone going through and organizing all the source documents and entering the data in the return, this process will be able to do this all for you. So as it processes here, you'll see that it's recognizing images, and now it's ready for Autoflow. It's very simple. There are 3 screens. The first screen is used to identify the client whose return we're going to be populating. You'll see here we've already isolated the return. Now, this also helps us find any source documents that were mixed in, like this child's source document was mixed in with the parents, so it sticks out here. This is the return. We're going to go with the next screen. There's the second of 3 screens. This is where the Autoflow process goes to work and compares the information that was scanned to what was in the return from last year, because it was pro forma. As you'll see in just a moment now, you'll have an analysis here. The first section is linked. That means the documents that were scanned match what was in the pro forma. So, for example, John Smith worked for Global Oil in the last several years. So that's going to populate those documents. This is a new document. It's a W2G. Your client doesn't win at the casino every year, but this year he did. So there's the W2G. And finally, there are 3 documents that the program will not import, because it sees that this one, the first one, the 1099 INT, is a possible duplicate form. It sees that this one, that belongs to one of their kids. And this one is skipping because the program has a feature that allows the system to automatically skip 1099Gs. Because if it's a tax refund from the state, that would be pro forma from the prior year. So we don't need this going in, because sometimes the calculated amount is different than what's on the actual document. Finally, on this screen, we can validate the information, and this is where the preparers do a very strong first level review by comparing information on the right side of this image here, there's the image, to the left. That's what the technology will import into the return once everything is let go here. But if there is a difference as we're comparing the 2 columns, the system will enable us to just simply go in and make a change. So, for example, it picked up the line here, and we can just get rid of it and go to the next screen. As we arrow down, you'll see that it will allow us to just go from form to form, and it goes to the next form here. In addition to this, you can also see that the Autoflow process extracted gain or loss information, including covered, non-covered transactions and wash sales, from the broker statements that was scanned. But the program will give you the ability to compare the calculated gain or loss, which is in this column here, to the extracted gain or loss. Should there be a difference of one of the numbers maybe not picking up correctly, then you have something highlighted in yellow. You can easily go in and find it and fix it, and you're good. Now, if you want to, this spreadsheet that gets generated at the end can be imported into the tax program using the spreadsheet import. We're going to go close this and go to the very last screen. That's going to give us a summary. You'll see there's 4 columns here. This is just summarizing what's linked, what's imported new, skipped, and now we know that there's actually a missing 1099 DIV. No stones left unturned. We'll find out what that is in the diagnostic report. We'll also find out why there's an invalid field here, and then on the bottom here it's going to tell us how many trades were extracted from broker statements. Once I finish, then the input is going to be completed and a bookmark PDF will be generated. That's as simple as it gets. The information is being imported into the return, and we will see the results in just a moment. It's finishing up, preparing some statistics, and it saves the PDF file, so it's complete. So let's go to the tax program and get back to that return that we were working on. Here it is right here. We go and we'll see now that we have wages and salaries is completed. You'll see in here, there's all that information. Now we can start a return that looks like this. Just give it a moment. So you go from that to something that looks like this. Now, how many keystrokes is this going to save you? If we go here, you'll see that the interest and dividends are there. We'll see that everything is completed from the wizard. Just as simple as that. The bookmark PDF is found in a folder that you designate, and here's the one we just created. The TIFF Flyer toolbar will enable you to manipulate the document, add tick marks, calculator tapes, and so on. And we can see now everything was organized the way you want it to be. If you do scan an organizer, which the client gave us, you'll see now we have the organizer followed by those source documents that apply to it. Here's the Nations Bank. If we go to the second page, you'll see there's no highlighting. The green indicates what Autoflow picked up. Further down, we'll see that we have other items like the property tax statements bookmarked, or further on the contribution statement is bookmarked. But anything it can't figure out is going to go into unclassified items. On the very first page, there are 3 attachments. The first attachment is an Excel spreadsheet. That's the diagnostic report. Notice here, this is the same summary we had in the Autoflow wizard, but now we have answers, the missing forms. Okay, that's what's missing. I can contact my client about this. Invalid fields. This field is invalid because it's not enough digits, and it's telling us that. Skip forms. This is telling us what forms were skipped and why. On the second item here, attached, is that spreadsheet of gain or loss transactions. So the whole idea here is that you can review this, look for any missing basis, and if you want to, you can import that using the import in the program. Otherwise, if you don't want to use that, that's fine, because an option exists that you can take a section of the broker statement. The program will actually take out the gain or loss section of the broker statement and attach it as a separate file right here to the PDF document. That way you can save it and attach it to your e-file. So we give you the best options both ways. Either way, attach, or you can import all the transactions with the Excel spreadsheet. The rest is working with the TIFF Flyer and using tick marks, post-its, post-it notes, and other items that will allow you to prepare and efficiently review the return using dual monitors. Thank you very much for watching this video.